Tosa gonna take over from here. It's time for another edition of Soccer for Dummies here on I'm Not Gonna Hold You. And we've got some special guests here today to join us for Soccer for Dummies, man. If y'all been paying attention to the network, y'all been paying attention to our newest addition to the team. That is the Shirtless Plantain show, man. So we've got the crew up in here, man. Tosa, introduce the guys for us.
I don't want to introduce no black people today, man. We got Dean here, and I'm not sure where the British guy is, but he should be here somewhere. But
Dean, welcome to the program. We got Coach here too. Like I said, welcome, gentlemen, to the program. I'm not going to hold you where we do sports in a very ignorant way, man. But it is great to have y'all brothers on here so we can talk a little bit of soccer, man. Man, first of all, man, I'm gonna do this thing that I call the top 5 observations since I've been a fan of this sport for the last 3 months. So I'm gonna name my top 5, and I want y'all to let me know if I'm off base with it, what y'all feel with it or not. So Nikhil, hit the game show music, as we're gonna start this right now. Right here. So number 5. I want to go with number 5 observation that I've got since I started. The transfer window moves. Now, when I was told from he told me that, it moves a little slow. So I was like, is this MLB type slow? I'm thinking more, NBA, NFL gets right to it. And he said more like MLB. And what I have learned from following this is if I hear more about concrete talks from anybody, I'm going to lose it. It's just like, let's just get to the point of signing these people. I don't understand why Arsenal don't know which 9 they want. Like, if you haven't been in the race for a minute, I think you should know what player you should want, and why you haven't gone get it to me is asinine. So I just got to be patient and wait here for what's going to happen with this. So for number 4, now I know when I went through this full process of picking which club I was going to root for, and I decided to pick Arsenal, I was taught to hate Tottenham. That was the number 1 that I was told. We don't rock with Tottenham. So while I haven't been watching for the first derby between the two teams, which I'm looking forward to seeing that, I haven't fully developed it yet, so I'm waiting. But I do not like Chelsea. What I've already picked up that I do not like Chelsea as a swaggerless club with a swaggerless fan base, who I have seen way too much from on social media. So that's my number 4, observation. Number 3, and I really, really noticed this after the loss to PSG. Arsenal hate is like Cowboys Knicks level. Like, I've seen it on like the Be All Football page where they're saying stuff like, oh, they're trophyless. What about this team? What about that team? I've heard more about Arsenal since PSG won than I have about PSG. And I just want to know, what has this team done to y'all that has made the hate been to this type of level? Number 2, now this one might be controversial. This is a very American take by me. I even told Tosin this in the chat a couple days ago. I think that sometimes soccer has a participation trophy vibe. And what I mean by that is, for everybody saying that Arsenal didn't have a trophy this year, for me, I personally don't care about any trophy if it's not one of the big dogs. I think that if you have a parade for a Carabao Cup, now, unless you're a franchise that didn't win anything, okay, I think you deserve a pass for that. But if you're a big club, like the Spurs are shameless. They're shameless for throwing a Europa League parade. I'm sorry. Like, imagine in the NFL, if you win a division and you have a parade. Like, people look at you like you crazy if you do that. So I don't understand the dialogue towards that, where people say, oh, well, Chelsea or Tottenham had a better season than this team. Or would you rather win a trophy than don't win at all, even if it's not one of the top 2? That's kind of crazy to me. But my final observation, since I've been watching this sport, soccer Twitter is the worst. It makes NBA Twitter look like a great fun time to be in. It's just terrible. Like, over the top bad. Like, I've seen Tosin discuss it talking to United fans, but I had my first interaction where I cussed 2 people out this weekend. It just went to another level this weekend of the amount of stuff that I've been seeing. So that is my top 5 soccer observations since I've been a fan of this sport. Then I want to go to you first. What do you think about the top 5 that I just had?
Honestly, Scott, I'm kind of disappointed because these takes all make sense. They're sensible takes. I'm like, when is the ignorant shit gonna start? I ain't hear no ignorant shit. Like I don't know. I guess maybe the one where you compared soccer to baseball a little bit. I don't really see that. That's not really working for me. Like I once fell asleep at an Astros game, so that's never happened at a football game for me. But outside of that, you kind of nailed it all. I mean, then I guess I have a confession to make. Coach hates me for this, but I don't have the energy as an Arsenal fan to hate Tottenham. I just don't have any interest in them. I'm just indifferent. I don't care. He hates them because he lives next to them, but that's it.
Now,
otherwise, I think you've done a good job over the last 3 months. You've observed the right things, like soccer Twitter sucks, but it sucks the best. Pause on sucking and the best. However, but yeah, like I mean, this was not nearly ignorant enough. You got to go a little more.
I gotta get back into the drawing board with that.
Yeah, you got to get back on soccer Twitter and get some takes from them and come repeat them here. That's how you get good at being dumb.
I've seen nothing but complaining today from Arsenal fans because United made moves and we haven't made any moves yet. Now, Coach, since you live there and you have the hate of being around Tottenham, do you think it's just more of a since you're there type thing? Maybe fans who don't live there don't have the same type of hate.
I'll be lying if I said that it's not rooted in that, but also as well, it's just you can't like. I'll be honest with you. I've always hated them, but I hate Chelsea almost as much as well. And it's not because Chelsea are now successful, whatever. It's just that the fan base and just growing up in general, Chelsea is a club that doesn't it's not very welcoming to people of our hue.
Shut up, nigger.
Basically, so
he's basically saying Chelsea's a sundown town, effectively.
It's essentially so that's my reasoning there. But with Tottenham, it's like, yeah, like I don't know many Tottenham fans to be honest, but it's just very, very strange to me the way that they behave on a match day. Like you have to walk, like having to get like a police escort and having like certain barricades up and shit like that, and then them spitting at you and stuff like that. You're going to develop hate for them just off the strength of that alone. Then some of the songs they sing, and it's natural to have that in football, but I really, 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 really despise them. I won't lie to you.
Yeah, I hate it. Here's the thing too, like with the NFL, I hate the Packers. Like when I was born, that was the first thing they told me is Walter Payton is the GOAT, but I hate the Packers. But I like, look, when I tell you I would wear a Make America Great Again hat before I put on a Packer jersey. Like it is to that level. Like it is intense. I watched that Brett Favre documentary that's probably accurate, wasn't as accurate, but just they were crapping on him for an hour. I was like, this is incredible. Like that's the kind of hate that I have for them. But they're fans. I went to Lambeau Field and I did my first game there, and I was like, why y'all nice? Like why y'all being nice right now? Like y'all being too much. I could park over here. Like enough of that. I wanted the hate to be sent back to me, and it wasn't until the end of the night when we lost by 21. And Bears still suck was ran through the arena.
I went to college in Wisconsin, Scott, and those are some. I mean, I know every 4 years they switch your vote between Democrat and Republican to ruin the world. And shit. But outside of that, those are some lovely people. Like I almost didn't leave. Then I remembered I was black, so I left.
Now, Toast, I remember when I told you about the trophy thing. You was like, actually, that makes sense. What do you think about my takes? Because Toast has been coaching me in this since I decided, you know what, I'm gonna watch this sport.
I'm so sorry for that, everybody, that I've been coaching him. He could have got a better coach. We actually have another mutual. So. But no, I mean, it's true. I mean, the biggest one for me is it's not liking Chelsea. I literally, the only person in London I knew when I was growing up was my uncle. He's the only Chelsea fan that I knew. Like all of a sudden, Roman came and everybody became a Chelsea fan. I'm like, when did this happen? This is disgusting. So that's that. And on top of that, it's just, I hate the way Stamford Bridge looks. It's ugly to me. So there's that too. So I like all your takes, especially the trophy part. I think a lot of fans want trophies and they'll celebrate any little trophy. And it's just like, yo, you're an adult. Celebrate the big trophies. Like celebrating a conference league title is disgusting. Like I wouldn't even acknowledge the fact that my team won a conference title. Go ahead.
I'd like to say, I have the memory of a goldfish, so I forgot Scott saying that. But I have to say, I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a little bit of a misnomer. I think the trophy thing is a lit I'm okay with people celebrating trophies. I'm okay with celebrating every trophy. Like,
Okay.
you can only, when you start the season, most teams can only win 4 competitions. For the most part, most of the teams that enter these competitions are not going to win shit. Most soccer fans are sad all the time. So if
That's
you,
one thing
if you
I
mess
picked
around,
up.
like even if you're a dominant team and you mess around and win the Carabao Cup or whatever, flex that shit because it's not always going to be that way. I remember when it looked like Manchester United would never collapse. Like they were the bane of my existence. And today, I don't even think about these motherfuckers, man. It's a nice existence. So whatever you win, celebrate and celebrate to the point that you annoy everybody else. Like winning is a rare thing when people aren't, being backed by Russian blood money and oil money from the Gulf states. It's a rare thing for the most part. So celebrate when you can.
I will say too, Scott, to your point about soccer Twitter being bad. Somebody thought I was white, which was hilarious. So
that was the funniest thing of the weekend by far.
I was like, wait, what is happening here? It's like, nigga, are you black or not? No, I'm not.
Somebody went in the search bar and put nigga in the search bar.
I know what happened there. They found your Tinder account.
I don't even have.
They know you be drinking that milk, nigga. You're a milkman, boy.
I don't even have one. I'm a child of God.
You and Eric Adams date the same white woman.
That's disgusting.
Now with the trophy thing, and this is like an actual segue into Arsenal, as we're gonna talk about that in the Illinois Toasting when we talk about it. Now, all of the stuff that I've been reading, everybody like Mikel Arteta is a very controversial topic around Arsenal fans. Some love him, some hate him. But everybody say he needs to get a trophy next year, which I do agree he does. But I kind of feel like, let's just say he got like a Carabao Cup or just an FA Cup next year. I don't think the hate is going to calm down. They're like, oh, well, no, it's not one of the 2 big ones. Get them out of here. For Dean, I'm going to go to you first. What has been, this season? I know y'all talk about this on the pod, but like in as a fan, what are you looking for from Arteta next year to say, okay, I had a good year? Is it Premier League and Champions League or bust? Or what are you looking for?
Honestly, I'm the wrong person to ask about this because I'm a confirmed Mikel Arteta. I hate to describe myself this way, but I'm a stan. Okay. Back when he was a player for the club, I knew he'd come back and become a coach. I just knew it, and it happened. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm trying to ride this out until he decides he doesn't want to be there anymore.
Pause.
Because the guy before him, well, not before him, but the guy that we all grew up under, Arsene Wenger, was there for 22 years. Arsenal fans are used to stability. I'm okay with that. Like for me, a coach is good as long as he keeps the team in the room. Being in the room means competing for every competition you're in on a consistent basis for however long that coach is there. The moment I feel as if Arsenal can't compete for the big trophies, then that's the moment where I start thinking, okay, maybe it's time for him to move on. But we're kind of far away from that. We're like, the best player on the team is 23 years old. So it's going to be a while before Arteta kind of falls off in that regard. That said, I understand why people feel as if he needs to win something. We're going on 6 seasons now. That's probably enough time to win something. But ultimately, for me personally, as an Arsenal fan, I'm just happy to be competitive because I know from history, like take PSG, for instance, they just won the Champions League. They've been competitive in the competition for like 15 years since the Qataris bought that club. Some years they went out in the second round. Some years they went out in the quarterfinals. Some years semifinals. They made it to the finals back in 2021 and lost in the final. But they were always kind of there. They were always a competitor. And eventually it happened for them. So my hope is that we're not having this conversation next season. And it's that, well, how is he going to defend XYZ trophy? So, but I see why people have a sort of a bit of a time limit on this. It's been a while. So it's time for him to win something for sure.
Coach, how you feel about that? Are you the same way as Dean, or are you looking for something different from this thing coming up?
No, I don't have anything to disagree with Dean. That he said everything that I would say. That's it. Yeah, Arteta is the one to bring the big trophies back to Arsenal. It's that simple. And those of the people that don't want that to happen, they don't have Arsenal's best interests at heart because they're looking for the quick fix. Sort of, let's get Conte, let's get Inzaghi, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, well, do you care about your club or do you care about being able to brag for about, I don't know, 2 weeks? Because that's what it's going to be. You win a big trophy and people are going to be bragging for like 2 weeks and then they're going to get bored and say, we need to win this now. And you know what I'm saying? So I just I couldn't care less. Like, I don't want those coaches at my club because they don't have the best interests of the club at heart. They have their own CV to think about. Arteta, before anything, is an Arsenal man. So, and that's important. For me personally, that's important. If you're an Arsenal man and you are clearly pushing us in the right direction, I don't really have a huge issue with the overall picture. Nuances, in terms of tactics and, targeting certain players and certain profiles, yeah, let's have that discussion because he's not perfect. But the overall picture, nah, man, he's acing it for me right now, to be honest.
You said Arsenal, man. It was actually is a question I just came up. I saw Thierry Henry talk on, I think it was Overlap, and he said that this is a throwback question, that Ashley Cole is an Arsenal man. Now, when I did my research on this dude, and of course we know he was part of Arsenal, came up in their academy, and then he went to Chelsea with a whole little ugly breakup that I saw. Do you agree with Thierry that he's an Arsenal man, or he just went to Chelsea like
No. He's absolutely. I'm one of the very rare Arsenal fans that I've never hated Ashley Cole. I've been at games before where I've lost my shit and called a player from a next club a see you next Tuesday, right? And people have looked at me and said, we only use that word for Ashley Cole. And I looked at them like, are you crazy? No, seriously, like it's happened a couple times. I remember there was in particular, it was like it was this woman and her daughter, and I think we're playing West Brom at home. And one of their who did they have at centre back, Dean? Like one of those big fuckers that they always have. And then one of those guys, bad tackle on one of our attackers, and I just lost my shit kind of thing. I was like, people actually hate Ashley. How can you hate Ashley Cole? Like the reason why he left. No, the team that he left to, I get it. But what Ashley Cole did for Arsenal before he left, he was already the bona fide best left back in the world, an academy product. He was our best academy player right up until 2021, 2022. Do you know what I mean? Literally in the history of Arsenal, he was our best academy player. I have zero issues with Ashley Cole. Zero. So.
Also, Scott, I have a funny Ashley Cole story for you. Look up Jermaine Pennant and Ashley Cole when you get time.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up. Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
I do want to say before you move on, Scott, that this is one area where Coach and I disagree. At the end of the day, if most of your achievements as a footballer were at a different club, a club I dislike, then you're not really gang no more. You're not like Peter Cech is more of an Arsenal man than fucking Ashley Cole, man.
You say that, but he won 2 league titles at Arsenal and 3 FA Cups. The only thing that he won more at Chelsea was literally the Champions League. Like, and you say that's his most.
The thing is, they can claim him. They can claim him, and that's the problem.
Let them claim him, but we all know what's up. Funny enough, when the Invincible book was coming out, basically out of respect for Arsenal, he said, "You know what, guys, thank you for reaching out, but I still think that obviously it's a sore topic for a lot of Arsenal fans. I don't want to taint the book with my contribution to it. Out of respect for Arsenal, like you can't. The guy's an Arsenal man, whether people don't admit it or not. The guy's an Arsenal man. Like, and funny enough, if you look at all of the legends that talk in the media and stuff like that, kind of thing, you could say that he doesn't really opine on Arsenal, but every time he does, there's never some of the bullshit that we do see from some legends. Let's be frank on that. It's never that. Like you can look up Ashley Cole interviews. He's rarely ever talking shit about us.
It's because he's not that eloquent. He doesn't want to say anything anyway. Like he'd be on TV, he get nervous and shit. I know that.
And I did see that asked what was his favorite moment in football. He said his first game playing with Arsenal. So I thought that was interesting. To me, it's kind of like, it's not really the same because Dennis Rodman spent way more time with the Pistons. If you ask the average person on the street, I think they remember Dennis Rodman as a Chicago Bull more than Detroit. Nobody outside the state of Michigan remembers him playing in Detroit. So I kind of feel like it's the same thing. Like, I even messed with my Detroit cousins. Like, why y'all got his jersey? He's one of ours. Like, we took him from you. Like, so it might be something like that. But there's one last Arsenal question, and we want to talk United and we'll talk PSG. If you look at the everything that they've got going on, trying to find who's going to be the striker, and we've been hearing from the reliable sources either going to be Benjamin Sesko or Victor Gyökeres. Now I asked Tosin, he said he don't believe either one of those should be somebody that we should be targeting. Dean, which one do you prefer? Which one do you think will be the best one? I know some people say Gyökeres can come in and impact right now. Some people say that Benjamin Sesko, it's going to take a little longer, but he's going to be the best number 9 in the league if he does. Which way are you leaning?
I said that but there's no real doubt in my mind. It's Sesko. I think a situation like this, you look at even ignoring the players, if you just focus on the ages, of the players, like, and the outlay, the potential outlay. We're about to spend somewhere around 60 million euros at a minimum. That's not a small amount of money. Like you're more likely to give a player more chances if he's younger and still developing than when you think you already have the final product. Then the idea that just because Victor Gyökeres is scoring a lot of goals in Portugal means that he's gonna just be a plug and play, like he's just gonna, hit the ground running at Arsenal. That's not true. That's not every transfer, especially the expensive ones, are filled with risk. There are lots of players that we thought would be good at certain clubs that ended up not being good. For the most part, when you spend the more money you spend on a transfer, the more likely it is to fail. Like that's just a history of the sport. There are some sure things, but neither one of these is a sure thing. And for me, ultimately, whoever comes in is going to play second fiddle to Kai Havertz for a little bit anyway. So why not have it be the young dude that has room to grow and is seen by people in the industry, that being, European football industry, as a sure thing in a couple of years. And based on what I've seen of him, I just don't see him as, he just can't miss. It's a bit like Alexander Isak from 3 or 4 years ago. It was pretty obvious that he was going to be a good player. Arsenal didn't make the move at the time. They shouldn't make the same mistake with Šeško. Gyökeres, there are things about his game I don't enjoy. He's a bit too head down. He cannot head the ball. He's doing this stuff, all these goals, very impressive numbers. He's doing it against plumbers. It's, not to go all full JJ Redick on him, but I just don't, I'm not buying the idea that he's a guaranteed thing because he's a little older and he's been doing it in Portugal. Portugal is just not that league, So, I mean, you followed the sport for 3 months. What do you think about Darwin Núñez from Liverpool?
Yeah, he's cold, but like I like that. I like Gyökeres, but I'm with you where when I see somebody have that high number of goals, I question it because that's some video game type shit. And so I kind of feel like if you brought that into, to me, what looks like better defenses in the Premier League, I don't know if it's going to translate as well. But I also kind of feel like it's a win-win situation almost at the same time, too. Like, I don't think it's a bad either if they went with Gyökeres, but I think, I forgot what podcast I was listening, they said this, like, Arsenal's going to exist past this upcoming year. So I also think that's also why you should probably get Šeško to think, like you just said a minute ago, the best player at 23 years old. So, yeah, you want to get it done this year, but what if Gyökeres in 2 years is like, okay, he's already fallen off? Then what?
Yeah. And I want to make the other point, like, Arsenal didn't win anything. So to a lot of fans and observers, this season feels like a failure. But I'm not going to debate whether you feel it's a failure or not. I'm not Giannis. However, this is still not a bad team. They made the semifinals of the Champions League. They came second in the Premier League, arguably the hardest league in Europe. So to improve this team won't take much, so you really can't go wrong. I don't really care who they're bringing, to be honest.
And I know it sounds like an excuse because people have said this, and we hear this with just any sport, not just soccer, about injuries. But I kind of feel like when you have 27 and 2 of them were some of your best players out for at least 3 months, to me, that's a valid excuse to say, well, this is where, and not to say that they don't won with them, but a lot of teams aren't bouncing back from that type of thing. Like in the NFL, if your starting quarterback misses 6 weeks, you're probably screwed.
That's right.
So that's why I kind of feel like it's in that. A backup quarterback can hold you down for 2 to 4 weeks maximum. After that, you're gonna realize why they're backup. But Coach, which way you leaning in the striker debate?
Yeah, I don't want evil Ryu. It's that simple. I've only got eyes for Slovenian, which is crazy because I don't really like. I'm very much a child of the Thierry Henry era. So I love black strikers. It's that simple. But if I have to pick right now, yeah, it's gonna be Šeško, definitely. And one of the main reasons why is more than anything, when a player sounds out the fact that he watches certain players and he's trying to model his game on certain players, and those players happen to be one of the best strikers you'll ever see because of the similarities in their stature, kind of thing. That can only be a good thing. Like, who the hell is Gyökeres modeling his game on? Do you know what I mean? Wrestlers. Like, it's not. I don't see it from me personally. So it's basically just it's. I think it's a very, very simple thing. And as well, you look at how he comes into the team and the way Arsenal already play, those back post crosses from Saka and now Odegaard as well, that's cash money, man. Like, it's not football is nowhere near as complicated as some people would want you to believe, Scott. Like, especially in the 3 months you've been watching, it's not complicated at all. It's about getting your best players the ball as often as possible in the places where they can hurt teams, basically. And we do a pretty good job of getting the ball to Bukayo Saka, and we also do a pretty good job of hanging the ball up to Šeško, so to Havertz. So I'm not being funny. It's a no-brainer for me. I'm not saying he's going to come in and score 30 goals in his first season, but whatever goals we score next year, if he adds another 15 to that, those 15 could be the difference. You know, we could be 1-0 up in a tight game, and he kills the game for us. And then now we can rest players because we've got a big midweek game, and then those players are fresher for, you know what I'm saying? It's just those little things people don't really think about too tough, but we're not looking for him to score 30 goals next season. This is a team that scored 92 goals the season before last with a crap number 9 and an underperforming left-hand side of the pitch, and we scored 91 goals. So I don't know. It makes a lot of sense for us to explore the option with Šeško for sure.
Then Marino had like 6 goals when they put him in striker. Like, and he never played there before.
And this goes up to the point about Mikel Arteta. Like, regardless of what people want to make you believe about him, this is a guy that's coached these Arsenal. I think this has been his best coaching performance as Arsenal manager so far. This is a guy that knows what the hell he's doing. Whether you agree with the methods and you're getting hung up on the style of play because you watch PSG for 180 minutes, when they played Arsenal, you haven't seen that team for over a course of a season like some of us have, kind of thing. You're gonna be annoyed at certain things, but Arteta, for the most part, like, he's made sure that we belong in these rooms and we're staying in these rooms, and that's down to, I want to say, 80% coaching from him for sure.
Yeah, just gotta stay in the room. Just gotta get out the cuck chair. That's all we gotta do. Just get out the cuck chair. Get on the big bed, and we'll get the trophies.
That's disgusting.
Just got two more things for y'all, man, and we gonna wrap this. So I know Tosi and Tyler was talking about Arsenal. So your club decided to act like a big boy club again once in a day. How do you feel about these moves?
First of all, I'm used to this Arsenal shit. These are some of my best friends in the world, so I'm used to this shit. This is just a normal day that ends in Y. How do I feel about United? We got 2 black players, so that makes me happy. One is bald, one is not, so I'm very happy about that. It's just now focus on midfield, because we have a Uruguayan luchador in our midfield and a Brazilian old man in our midfield, and we just got to figure out our midfield. But I'm very happy about the 2 signings. I mean, they've both done really well this season, and they've done really well in the Premier League, so they know the league in and out. But it's also Manchester United. This is the same club that will, make anybody look terrible, because I don't know. We might have, somebody might have put a curse on us. Actually, Sir Alex put a curse on us, so I don't know. Like, I'm happy, but I'm also optimistic.
Is the Sir Alex curse like the Jordan curse for the Bulls? I enjoyed those last 3 championships in my youth days, and I ain't seen shit since.
I would think so. Except Michael Jordan didn't, fawn over a horse. So I don't know.
Well, he's gambled other things. That's for damn sure.
Allegedly.
Everybody who grew up in Chicago got a Mike story that just don't sound real, but it's true. Like, Mike, this is the type of gambler Mike was. He would play in the hood before a game. Like, just in the alley, hooping in a suit, getting ready for game 2 of the NBA Finals, but there's money on the line here. That's the type of guy Michael Jordan was.
I heard he did his best winning at the McDonald's R. Kelly used to go to.
Oh, that's a classic.
That's what I heard. I can't confirm this or deny it. I just heard it.
Hey, that's a classic McDonald's, the rock and roll McDonald's downtown. Lot of nefarious things have happened at that McDonald's,
including gambling. That's a little gambling.
Right. Yeah, one of many. That's the only McDonald's I think I've been banged on. Like, we're like on stuff at McDonald's. Like relax. But go ahead, Tos.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see United actually acting like adults and actually getting real players in early. We could not score a chance last year. So you finally got adults in the room. So I'm happy to see what else we're gonna do this summer. Allegedly, we're broke too, so who knows?
I think it's like to me, it's like the Cowboy Laker thing, where it don't really even matter what the team's like. they just want to say they play for Manchester United. Like I kind of feel like that's what it feels like to me. Because I didn't think y'all had a shot after missing European football.
You remember when Project Pat made a specific song? He says, "Don't save her."
Yes.
Everybody trying to save Maynard, and she don't want to be saved. She clearly just keeps telling you for the last 12 years, I want to be reckless. I don't want to live my life like this. But everybody wants to be the savior. And it's not a normal team at all.
Final topic for y'all, man. Of course, PSG just won the Champions League. Y'all talk about Dana Tosi. Y'all talk about it on the last episode of Shirtless Plantain show. But I want to talk about Kylian Mbappe because he got a Kevin Durant level of slander this past weekend on social media. People saying he ran from the grind and, he's, not doing this, Real Madrid went trophyless, despite the fact that this man had like 40-something goals in all competitions. His play didn't go down. It was the rest of I don't know who else is going on in Real Madrid for them to not get it done. But I know, Tosi, you went on a rant on this on Twitter about, all right, I know we having fun, but this dude is still a dog. What do you feel about Mbappe getting the slander and like why people just going in on him? Like, this is a funny question because this is the worst app to ever exist in the life in the history of humanity. So they just go in on anything. But what do you feel about that?
Roger Mayweather once said, most people don't know shit about boxing. And the same thing I feel about soccer. Most people don't know shit about soccer. And it's the same thing about Bill Simmons talking. I'm like, yo, why are you talking? Like, go do another Celtics documentary and leave us alone. How about that? Just leave us alone. I just think it's good cultural currency where, you can easily talk shit about, the man in the room. And also, there's also some things behind him leaving PSG and like, all of that stuff. It's all politics, whatever. But I just think people lose the sight of like what actually they've seen. That this is a guy who scored in the World Cup final, scored a hat trick in the World Cup final. And then when he was a teenager, won a World Cup. So let's kind of, make the jokes, but also let's be a little bit respectful that this is not a normal talented person. This is an alien. This is another alien in the sport that we've seen before, So he'll get his due back. And Mbappe is also a type of sicko who's probably like printing off everybody's tweets and has that like looking at it. Like he's probably got it
got it in
his
a room.
Yeah, he's like looking at it every morning, just got laser focus. Like, all right, bet this is what y'all saying about me. So
if you doing what Kobe be doing, what Kobe want to say? Some people, friends are temporary, banners are forever. That's a psycho quote right there. 100%.
Yeah, Kobe was just an absolute sick man. But yeah, I mean, with Mbappe, it's I get it. It's fun to make fun of the man, right? It's fun to make fun of him when like they're doing better. But listen, he's at the club that he wanted to be in since he was 11 years old. He'll figure it out. He's talented enough, and he's got a really good coach coming in next year. So we'll see.
About that coach, he's already said straight up and down like it's not going to be any easier than what he had it at PSG under Luis Enrique. You're going to defend basically, and it's going to be literally him against Mbappe, and it's going to be down to Flo who gets custody of the Bernabeu. But no, for real, they're gonna lock heads because Mbappe is not going to respond well to that. I don't think, because he's still going to be like, look, I'm the man. He came in this year and they all bent the knee to, initially they didn't, but everyone in that change room bent the knee to Mbappe eventually. Like they did. You could see it in the way that they played, especially in the coming up towards the second half of the season and the second half of the season afterwards. Like Mbappe earned his stripes in that dressing room because they saw this guy in training and they were like, oh shit, okay, he's our guy. Thank you, Vinny, but this is our guy essentially. And you saw even the way that Ancelotti played, that front three. He had everyone around it trying to fit around Mbappe basically. Rodrigo doing right wing shifts, Bellingham just plugging in wherever he could fit Bellingham basically. Like, if Mbappe said I want to play on the left for like 30 minutes, they will have to just figure out how to just not get in his way basically. And Xabi Alonso's coming into a dressing room where they've all already sort of got their own, like he's the man, he's a legend. I wouldn't say he's a Dan level, but they all have a level of respect for him kind of thing. But also now you've got Mbappe there, who is Kylian Mbappe. That's the bottom line. He's missing a Champions League, but he's he the only World Cup winner in that squad right now? Apart, I don't think, Tchouaméni and
I think so, yeah.
Tchouaméni and Thingy were too young to be in that squad kind of thing. Like, and he's the one that Flo wanted above everybody else as well. So there's a lot to contest with there for Alonso already. So for him to try and get the best out of Mbappe next season, there's going to be a lot of to my mind, this is going to be a lot of, you know, back and forth, I think, initially, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, if I may, I don't think it's going to be that complex. I mean, we just watched his old team win with a player that wasn't renowned for his pressing, doing a lot of pressing in that final, doing a lot of pressing throughout the tournament. And like you said, Xabi Alonso does have the cachet. He's a Real Madrid alum. He's won everything. There are no medals that Mbappe can dangle in front of his face like, hey, coach, shut up. And on top of that, Ancelotti essentially lost his job because he couldn't figure out how to incorporate Mbappe into the team. If you kill a second coach before you guys win anything, nothing is ever going to work with that roster again. You have to rebuild before you're done with your rebuild. So I think Mbappe is actually he's going to cooperate. I think he's going to cooperate because they've done it his way. He got his stats. Vinicius fell off. Rodrigo fell off. Bellingham fell off, and they won nothing. So he's going to adjust. He's an egotist, like every great player in every sport is, but he's not an idiot. So I trust him to do the right thing. You know, he knows what it takes to win games. He's won.
Yeah, I mean, I have no doubt in that you know he will adjust his game and stuff like that. But I do still think as well he's there to win them shit. I don't feel like he's ever gonna be the put it like this. I can't envision him pressing like Dembele this season. He will adjust his game to help defensively. I just can't envision him Mbappe doing those shifts because let's be honest here as well, right? All those players that play that way and do those sorts of things, kind of thing, these are all players that have either done it from young or they've never actually ever been the man. Dembele is great, wonderful player, one of my favorite players. He's never been the man. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's always had to play in service of somebody else. Mbappe's played in service to no one his entire career. He's 27 years old. He's been the man from day one. That's what I'm talking about. It's going to be harder for him to really adjust it. He probably will, but it's not going to be a straightforward thing. He's still thinking like, I won France a World Cup, bro. I literally, you know, I mean, I scored a hat trick in the World Cup final, and these niggas still couldn't help me, kind of thing, you know. So,
as Stephen A. and soccer Twitter would say, we do not care. We do not care. It's what you do next, nigga. Get your Ninja Turtle ass on that pitch and press, you bitch ass nigga.
Oh man, I'm definitely glad to have y'all on, man. We definitely gotta do this again. Definitely happy that y'all are part of the family, part of Barber's Chair, man. Definitely glad that y'all are joining us. So yeah, follow them. We'll follow the show at the Plantain Show on Twitter, man. Get in tune with all the episodes they've got on the Barber's Chair Network. Check out the latest one, Toast and Dean recapping the Champions League final, man. So definitely, man, enjoyed talking to y'all brothers, man. Definitely gonna holler at y'all, man.
All right, take it easy, everyone.
Catch I'm Not Gonna Hold You, hosted by Scott Lewis, every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, only on HNB Media and the Barber's Chair Network.